Normally, Dark Magicians is a very expensive deck because there are a lot of expensive spells and traps that you need to play. You need to play Dark Magical Circle, you need to play Navigation, and also the newest Eternal Soul. But the deck still works even if you don't play Circle, so we have this free-to-play version of the deck. We only use a single copy of Navigation, we don't use Circles at all, and we use only 2 copies of Eternal Soul. Our main objective is still to summon Dark Magician, preferably with Eternal Soul activated, because Eternal Soul has the effect that makes every single Dark Magician in your monster zone be unaffected by any of your opponent's card effects. Not just targeting ones or destroying ones, it's every single card effect. But it has a drawback of if this card is destroyed or leaves the field, you destroy every single monster you control. That is one of the biggest weaknesses of Dark Magician decks as a whole. But we still have another way to summon our Dark Magician, which is a Magician's Navigation. It doesn't make all of your Dark Magicians immune to card effects, but it also summons another spellcaster from your deck, which can be Apprentice or Magician of Dark Illusion. And it also negates spells and traps when it is in the graveyard. For generic back row, of course we can play a single copy of Enemy Controller. It is now limited to 1, so we can't play more than 1, but we can still play other generic traps like Dark Light, which lets us tribute a dark monster with 1500 or more attack and destroy all monsters that are special summoned this turn. So, other than to tribute our Dark Magician, we can also tribute our Magician's Rod because it has 1600 attack, which meets the requirements of Dark Light. And we can also play a single copy of Appointer of the Red Lotus. This card is probably the best replacement for Econ. It is pretty cheap, and it has a powerful effect to look at your opponent's entire hand and just banish one of them. And sometimes you can also use its 2000 life point cost to trigger your skills like Destiny Draw, but we aren't playing skills like that this time. We are playing a Trick Up the Sleeve. This skill allows us to always open with a level 7 or higher Dark Spellcaster type monster, and that includes our regular Dark Magician and also our Magician of Dark Illusion. And that helps set up our hand so that we have a target for our Eternal Soul or our Magician's Navigation to actually summon. But when you activate this skill, you cannot special summon effect monsters during your first turn. But that is fine because we are mainly going to summon our Dark Magician anyway, and it is not a effect monster. And for the extra deck, we are playing some fusion monsters. Even though we are not playing Polymerization, we are playing the Eye of Timaeus. This allows us to transform any Dark Magician that we have into one of the fusion monsters that uses it as a material. So Dark Cavalry and Dark Paladin are 2 pretty cool targets for this card. Dark Cavalry is probably the one that you will most likely summon because it negates targeting effects. But sometimes you want to negate spells in general, which in that case you will just summon Dark Paladin. And then since we're playing so many level 7 monsters, we can play a rank 7 monster like Lucky Straight. And also just the generic Link package, which is Power Code Talker, Puzzlomino, Code Talker, and we can also play Imduck because we're playing so many normal monsters. Because Eternal Soul summons monsters also from a graveyard, so we can just link off our Dark Magician and then summon it back and get an extra monster on our field. And also Pentastag. So yeah. Oh, our opponent is actually playing Crystron. That's pretty cool, but the balance is not out yet, so he still couldn't play Undying. So at least there's that. And he's actually playing Red Wyvern. Not that matters because we have Eternal Soul, so we can't be destroyed anyway. We can even search something else with well. Oh, we got double Eternal Soul. That's pretty funny. Now we can actually search. We can actually search navigation. Yeah, we can search navigation, or we can search Destin's rivals. Yeah, we can search this and get a negate. Yeah, we should do that. Yeah, we should get a negate. That's pretty cool. And then we can set free. We'll set Eternal Soul in the middle, because why not? I don't think he has any back row removal anyway, because he's playing Crystons. Now I'll just set 3 cards and I'll attack his Crystal Run. And force him to tag out into his Parrot Insectron. So as long as we see a tuner on our field, on his field, we will just immediately use Eternal Soul. So we have a target for us to actually use our Destined Rivals. And we can even summon our Dark Magician in attack position because our opponent can't beat over it. We have searched a copy of Destined Rivals, which allows us to negate everything. Negate! And even if he attacks over our Dark Magician, we can revive it and then use Econ to steal his other monster, and then attack for lethal. Oh, he's summoning Chlorine Gandrax. But he still can't banish my Dark Magician, because it's unaffected. Yeah, he can try to banish my Dark Magician, and it won't banish, because of Eternal Soul. And then yeah, he's gonna attack Magician of that illusion, of course. And now, Dark Magician! Let's go! Activate Nav, and then just... So we will summon another Dark Magician. And then, let's try. Let's try to be lucky, I guess. We use 3 copies of Dark Magician. And then we make lucky straight, and then we roll the dice. We have 3 chances. We have to get a 7. We win. Okay, that's not it. That's that's the worst row. We do it again. 6. Okay. No. One last time! Do it! Come on! 6? Oh, come on, it's so close. It's 1 off. Anyway. If we actually landed the effect, we immediately win. Because we gain 4200 attack and then wipe the entire field. And then, because it sends to the graveyard, it bypasses every single floating effect of his synchro monsters. Okay, end turn. Let's actually use Eternal Soul. And then summon Dark Magician. Our opponent doesn't even have the Continuous Trap, which would have been really annoying. Okay, here's something that we can actually do. First, we will activate Destined Rivals, so that I actually negate his annoying Meta Beast monster effect. And then, I can use the effect of, no, wait, I can actually use Magician's Rod. We'll use Rod, and then we can actually grab... We can grab a Dark Magic attack. And then, we use Dark Magic attack. And then, we wipe every single back row. Boom! This is so cool. And then, we're not done yet. We can Link Summon Imduck. And... because we now have Dark Magician in graveyard, we can use Eternal Soul again. There we go, we win. And also, even if we don't draw Rod, I was about to use the effect of Eternal Soul to get Dark Magic attack because it also searches Dark Magic attack. But it's still probably not too bad when we're going second. Okay, let's activate Part of Duality and see what we can get. Dark Lights? Dark Lights? And, Illusion. Yeah, we should get Illusion. Let's get Illusion. And then we can set free. We'll set Illusion Magic in the middle, so our opponent is most likely going to pop it if he has a MST or Cosmic Cyclone. And then we will turn on Toggle. Because as soon as our opponent draws a card, we can activate the one and only Appointer of the Red Lotus. This card is so good, it is so cheap, and it pays you life points, and just looks at your opponent's entire hand, and wow, he is having 2 volcanic shells. Good for him. Since another good thing about Appointer in dueling specifically is that we know which card he drew because the card he drew will be on the very left, which means we know that the card he drew was Fairy Elfin, so we can just banish that. And then, since we activated a spell or trap, we can special summon a Magician of the Dark Illusion. It's all according to plan. And now we know that he has 2 volcanic shells sitting in his hand. It's fine, he can scoop. I will take this free win. And that is why you play Appointer of the Red Lotus. It's such a good card.